Well, for people who have had an above or below knee amputation, physical therapy can be a vital part of recovery. Brooke Murphy from Stepping Up Physical Therapy is here to tell us more. Brooke, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
First of all, what is the difference as far as recovery from an above or below knee?
It kind of depends on the function of the person prior. A below knee amputation is going to be a little bit easier to recover from just because you still have your knee joint. That above knee amputation, now you're relying on a prosthetic leg to move and bend your knee, and so it requires a little bit more hip strength there. But both easily people can recover from them and go back to doing everything they were doing before.
What are some positions that patients should avoid following an amputation?
So the two biggest ones are a lot of times after the amputation, a patient sits in a wheelchair or they sit because they're not as comfortable being up on the leg or they haven't received their prosthetic leg yet. And so they'll get into a position where they're sitting. That hip is always kind of in a flexed position, as well as if you have a below knee amputation, the back of the knee can get kind of tight at times just because that limb is just hanging, once again being in a wheelchair or that sitting position for a long period of time.
So what can you do about to avoid that tightness?
There are definitely stretches that you can do. The biggest one is I tell all of my patients who have had an amputation, lay on your stomach. Laying on the stomach is going to help stretch out those hip flexors, that front of that hip, make it so that when you're walking you can be nice and upright. And then another one for the back of the leg is just anything for a hamstring stretch. So anytime you can get that knee straight, putting some weight through it, reaching towards your toes, that's going to stretch out that back of that leg.
Now, are these exercises that people can do at home as well?
Yeah, so we typically at Steppin' Up will provide you with a home exercise program, something basic that you feel comfortable with. And then in the clinic, we're gonna get a little bit more aggressive and maybe out of your comfort zone, but definitely stuff that we can provide you at home.
And it's pretty amazing advancements as far as technology and stuff like that as far as amputations.
Yeah, definitely. There's new prosthetic legs coming out. A lot of them, involve a computer chip now. And so it's definitely interesting how technology has, evolved, and it's making it easier for patients in the long run.
Yeah, it's great to see the advancements and the improvements, and it's like you got to put in some of that hard work as well to avoid some of those problems. So,
definitely.
Brooke, thank you so much for
Thank
coming in.
you.
We certainly appreciate it. You can find out much more about Stepping Up Physical Therapy. Just call the number there on your screen, or you can visit any of their 4 locations. Alyssa, back to you.